G'day, Dave here, the Enlightened Plumber, with today's quote. What we fear doing most is often what we most need to do. What we fear doing most is often what we most need to do. This is from Tim Ferriss. And let's get into it. Well, there's a lot of things about fear, and fear is created for and around a whole bunch of things. Fear creates procrastination, stops us from doing day-to-day things. Fear stops us from doing big things in our lives. And fear can also be an undercurrent that feeds into lots of decisions for our lives, whether we are conscious of it or not. And because there can be a fear for meeting people. Well, that's a nice one, because it's quite a common fear for a lot of people, certainly more heard about for introverted people. And the idea is it's, well, I'm scared of going up to someone. And it could be that, well, I'm not physically scared of going up to someone. It's that, well, yeah, I can go up and say hi, but they don't really need to see me. They don't need to know me. Well, I've got nothing special to say. And all these excuses come up. But it sort of stems from a fear of not particularly wanting to go and see someone. So fear is hidden by excuses and doubts and stories and all sorts of things. And the idea behind that one is, well, it's often what we most need to do. Well, in the world of networking, there's a couple of different animals and thought processes involved with that. And the big one is, and certainly an application for this quote, is that if I was to not go up and say hi to people or not be receptive to people wanting to speak to me at a networking event, I am now just closing the doors on myself and my opportunities for those people. So I am also closing the doors on those people as well, because now they don't get a chance to know me. And it's not to say that I am everything in the world, but I'm shutting the opportunity for them to meet me, to find out, well, is there something about me or about the company I work for or about whatever I am serving in that moment that could help them out or help their organization or whatever. Or is there someone they know that could really do with whatever I provide? Well, I'm shutting them down by not saying hello, as well as I'm shutting myself down. And so it's very important to do that. But that fear closes those doors. That fear shuts that down. And through that, in the networking world, it shuts off my money supply. How many opportunities am I missing by not speaking to people, by not letting them know what I am up to or what I'm there for? In other aspects of fear, well, there could be a fear of doing things that might seem risky or what other people are. So again, if there's people that say you want to hang around with or do more, well, maybe there's a fear of, well, it costs too much. That's actually quite a common one. And again, it's not that it's not a real thing, but at the same time, if there's some people you want to meet or there's something you want to do, and its price point is like way up here for everything else that you've got going on in your life, it's a price point, and it's a real price point, and there's a fear about spending that. Well, am I spending it on the right thing? If I do that and it doesn't work out, oh, what's going to happen? I've just blown all that money, and now I've got to kind of get back there. Well, that stops a lot of things. But at the same time, if it's an opportunity to meet someone or have an experience that is equal to this or even greater, which in most cases it usually is, then go for it. Now, with that, the problem with go for it is there's so much ease in this day and age of everybody, well, I'll just spend it. I got credit cards, I got loans, and then we start racking up debt. So for me to go for it, okay, that's easy for me to say, but the reality is this needs to be planned for. There has to be a buffering system or a system in place that says, okay, I've got this amount of money squirreled away or put away something for an opportunity just like this. Boom, there it goes, it's gone. If it's gone, well, that's great. I'm just gonna save it up again until the next opportunity arises. But to not take an opportunity when you have the means to is craziness. And fear does that. Fear's that whole thing. And so it's a question of, well, what do we need to do the most? Because in something like that, I'm talking about that experience or group of people, well, now I've met these people, they now know who I am, and well, that can change my life. I mean, I've met a whole whack of people in the last couple of years that have had a huge impact on me personally, and I believe I've also been able to give them an impact, even if I'm not necessarily measured on the same level from a wealth standpoint, from an experience standpoint, from a whatever. I've come in with something that I've got about me that has served them. But it means now that I'm playing in a different field, which I wouldn't have got if I didn't take this opportunity here. So fear didn't hold me back on that occasion. Often what we fear the most is often what we most need to do. From Tim Ferriss and myself, Dave the Enlightened Plumber, take a look at your life, check your fears, do something that's uncomfortable. Take care. See you on the next one.